TKJBricks here, welcome back to another LEGO Star Wars review. Today we're taking a look at set number 75432, the V-19 Torrent Starfighter, released back on August 1st of 2025. Now this set is going to set you back £60 here in the UK with a total of 567 pieces and 3 minifigures included. So not too badly of a price set considering the rest of the August 1st wave, but definitely, £5 or £10 too much than what we really should be asking for. And here on the back of the box we can see the main play feature of this set being the folding wings into landing and flight mode, as well as the brand new clone pilot there on the top of the box. First impressions, this set looks great. Let's get it open and have a look at the minifigs inside. So the first minifig we have here in this set is the return of the Phase 1 clone pilot. Now this pilot has been remoulded with a brand new helmet piece, as we can see here, completely unique and separate to all the other clone pilots we've had in the past. As you may remember, the last clone pilot we got back in 2013 was simply just the Phase 1 helmet reprinted with the yellow details, so it's great to see this brand new piece made especially for this figure, and overall looks great addition to the set. And up next we have Asajj Ventress. Now we've had her quite a few times over the years of LEGO Star Wars, but I believe this is the first time we've had her in this particular colour, and her first appearance more kind of similar to her 2003 look from the OG Clone Wars. This figure as well, while simple, still has a great look to it. I think the purple colouring is quite unique, something we don't get often in Star Wars, and overall looks great. And last but certainly not least, we have General Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now this figure I've been waiting for a long time to get a refresh, seeing as the last time we had him in this particular outfit was back with the janky animated face. So it was great to see an updated modern version of this particular figure. And immediately this guy goes down as probably one of my favourite Jedi figures ever, and definitely the best Obi-Wan Kenobi to add to your collection. The arm printing with the Republic logo is just incredible, and the overall armour and fabric mix does make a great design for him. As we can see here, Obi-Wan does come with a dual printed face with a slightly angry expression on the other side, along with a new hairpiece for Obi-Wan. Straight off the bat, I like this set. I don't think it's too bad of a design at all. I think anyone who is a fan of the original Clone Wars, as well as the 2008, back in the early days when the clones did use this particular starfighter, will be a fan of this set, picking up this iconic ship from the series. One thing I will say for certain is the set is a lot smaller than anyone's used to, especially when considering the 2008 version of the Torrent that was last released for this build. Despite this, I think they do a great job with the limited piece count. We can see here the main cockpit area is great with lots of different details and layering there. And moving on to the wings, we have these rather basic but still serviceable weapons here on the end of the wings, as well as some stickers there on the wing part also. Turning around to the rear end of the ship, we can see the engines, which look a little weird to me, I won't lie. I think they're a little bit too sort of skinny, and I can't remember off the top of my head in the source material if they do kind of stick out that long. But either way, they get the job done, and they don't look too bad, all things considered. We could also see a dash of the sand green colour there added to the rear of the Starfighter, keeping that Republic colour scheme consistent throughout all the builds. Here on the flip side, we can see another sticker piece, unfortunately, which does include the Republic logo, which is always great to see, but unfortunately it wasn't printed. Taking a closer look at the cockpit area of the Starfighter, this set does include a trans yellow windscreen piece, which is rather unique for a Star Wars set, considering we normally get them in like a dark or clear colour, so it's cool to see a different variant of this piece included. As well as that, you've got a little area there to pop in your clone pilot, where he can be perfectly snug in there as a little seat, and the cockpit goes straight down over him. So now onto the main event. The only play feature really, if you don't count the stud shooters for this V-19 Torrent, is the landing gear wing manoeuvring ability, I guess. So as we can see here, we've got it in the flight mode, looks great. But if you grab it by the bottom wing here and simply detach it from the front piece, you can see there's a little claw there which is grabbing onto the rods on the wings itself, so a little bit of contact to keep that in there, but it's nice and secure and haven't fallen out as of yet from recording this video. And you simply lift the wing backwards into itself and let it clip into the other claw piece found at the back of the Starfighter, and the rear wing is landed, and then simply held on by barnacle kind of joints. I don't know the real term for those, but you can simply slide those wings up and have the Starfighter there in landed mode. What I will say is anyone who is planning on picking this set up, it's definitely worth investing in either a flight stand or some clear pieces like I had on my Starfighter earlier, because once this is in landing mode, it's not that great to look at. Unfortunately, where they've left the bottom of the wings and the other side of the rear wing kind of undetailed and just anti-studs, it does leave a lot to be desired when you've got it here in the landing mode. Not only is there then a lack of detail compared to when it's in flight mode, but also think that the scaling issue really does show when you've got it in this position. As you can see here, the details only on one side of the rear landing wing really does make it a little bit uneven to look at once you've got it in this mode. But simply fold the wings back out, grab the rear wing and place it back underneath the Starfighter, and you thankfully got a much better looking set, provided you've got some pieces to actually put it on a flight stand, of course. So now moving on to some size comparisons, so you can get a better idea of how this scales up. We've got this next to the 2024 ARC 170 Starfighter, both in very similar colour schemes and obviously predecessors to one another. And I think the two of them do look great side by side. I personally would prefer the ARC 170, but that's simply preference over the design. But I think both of them have scaled fairly equally, and with a similar piece count and price, you can't go too wrong picking up either one of these sets. Now, keeping it all themed for the Republic, the next size comparison we have here is Obi-Wan Kenobi's Starfighter. Now, whilst Obi-Wan's is a lot smaller, obviously, than the V-19, I do think the two of them look great side by side. And again, any fans of the original 2003 Clone Wars or the 2008 Clone Wars are going to love having these Republic Starfighters side by side, and the matching colour schemes really do help keep it all uniform. I would definitely just recommend picking up some form of flight stand or some clear pieces so that you can have the V-19 Torrent on display like this, because once again, in landing mode, does not look great. So final thoughts, I think it's a solid set. Definitely a tad too overpriced, but considering the rest of the sets that have released in the August 1st wave this year, this is definitely one of the better bargains you're going to get. With 3 exclusive and brand new figures, the minifigure lineup is just phenomenal for this set, and I think that any fans of the Clone Wars and the fan of this ship in general is definitely worth picking up and building. So what do you guys think of this set? Have you picked up the V-19 Torrent yet? Or are you planning to pick it up in the future? Let me know down in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this review, please leave me a like and subscribe. As well as that, follow me on TikTok and Instagram. You can keep up to date with all the new reviews, news and more. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.